Hello and welcome to Sleepy Time Tarot. Today we are going to do a focus on the sacral chakra. In the background you may be able to hear a little bit of a hum of the frequency associated with the sacral chakra. But you may also like to, while you watch this video, if you have the means to do so, also play a little bit of your own meditation music in the background during the same time. The idea with this Sleepy Time series is that it is something that you can listen to kind of absent-mindedly while you are resting, while you are trying to fall asleep, anything general like that, where you're just kind of in a relaxed state and you're not really looking for anything in particular. We're going to take the reading slow. We'll do all the shuffling on camera today. And what the main focus is just to give general messages and general guidance for those of you who feel drawn to this chakra at this time. Okay, so we're about to get started here, but I do want to mention that because this is a general reading, we are going to probably do a couple of different general messages. We're just going to see what comes up and what I feel led and guided to do. Not all of the messages in this reading will resonate. I do also want to mention, if you don't stay awake for the whole thing, consider that to be a good thing. That's why this video is going to be as long as it will be. It is primarily intended to relax you, to console you, to just help you unwind a little bit. Because sometimes readings can be a little bit exciting, a little bit intense, and like with the root chakra video, at the end of that one, we did get some pretty intense emotions near the end. But really the point of that was to be liberating and to set free. So it's going to be an easygoing and pretty calm reading. Again, just take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and just enjoy it and relax as much as you can. And feel free to close your eyes. Don't worry too much about making everything make sense. And because we're not asking any specific types of questions, this is just purely, the only theme for this is that it did a little bit of a sacral chakra meditation prior to this reading. So messages associated with that chakra may come out, but there might be something else that's more important that's not necessarily to do with this chakra that may have to be said for people who are going to be drawn to this video. So put yourself wherever it makes sense with the energies. In some cases, it might be you who is the instigator of a specific layout, a specific spread. In other cases, you may be on the receiving end of something. And I don't know why, but I feel like what we're going to start out with are actually messages. Most of you probably already know that the sacral chakra is generally associated with sexuality. So I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being a common theme. So these messages that I'm going to pull, and I'm also going to get some clarification with my Victoria Francis oracle cards as well for context. But we're going to start with these messages and we're just going to see where we go from there. Oh my goodness. You had a lot come out. I'm not going to take them because that was too many. And also I do want to mention I'm not going to be focusing on the visual aspect like I do with the pick a card readings. So I'm not really going to be holding things up to the screen because I did also want to try to go for a little bit of a darker theme for those of you who may be listening to this late at night, so you can have the video on and running without it being too bright. So the first message that came through is I feel stupid. That might be a message for yourself, or that might be from someone that you're dealing with. Next message is I want to forget us. So some of you may be dealing with a very painful relationship right now. Maybe somebody said something that they regret. Maybe the connection was just way too intense that one or both of you are feeling like just forgetting and moving on and not acknowledging it is the best thing to do. Again, yeah, they're saying, why did you say that? Going back to the I feel stupid. So either this person made you feel stupid because of what they said, or maybe this person said something that was just generally confusing, or you feel stupid for what you said to someone and you're asking yourself, why did I say that? I want to tell you the truth, and I honestly don't think that much about you. So whatever this truth is, it could be a lot of different things. This could be you wanting to confess your feelings to somebody else. In some cases, part of why this connection is so painful is because one or both of you aren't thinking about the other person as much as you feel like you should be. The next message is, I am so angry. So it seems like you guys are on the verge of some kind of a confrontation. You maybe went through falling out, or maybe you just recently had an argument that was very emotional. But part of that argument, it seems like, was someone wasn't being fully transparent about how they felt. And that's just what made it so painful, because it was confusing. I'm not taking those. Alright, I think there's one more message here before we clarify with the oracle cards. Here it is. And the last one is, I'm sorry. Yeah, so it seems like someone blew up at somebody else, and there's just a lot of anger and resentment as a result. Maybe somebody's hiding the truth from another person. Maybe there's some insecurity. Maybe one or both of you are just over the relationship, you're over the drama, and the truth is that you just don't feel the same way anymore, just that you don't want to be with them anymore. But it seems like whoever did the exploding, they want to apologize. They regret what they did. They regret hurting you. And then for some of you, also the message of I'm sorry is they're saying that they're sorry that the relationship couldn't, come into like more of the stability or the commitment that you were looking for. These cards are hard to shuffle right now. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, there's just this general feeling of things that they didn't mean to say being said. Yeah, one or both of you is probably having a lot of difficulty expressing how you feel. Or being honest about how much it has affected you. Yeah, just sees a lot of unfair lashing out. Some of you might feel stabbed in the back. Or maybe you feel like you didn't get the support that you were expecting. There it is. And this one has been coming out a lot. So this is the number 11. I'm going to read what it says in the book. It's called The Autumn Bride, and the themes are beauty, healing, and kindness. There's a beautiful flow of energy around you. Your energy is high, and people around you can sense and feel the glow exuberating from your aura. Your positive energy is rubbing off on others, though be aware of psychic vampires, those who drain your energy when they see your light shining brightly. If you feel you are in the need for healing, this card suggests that you reconnect with nature. Feel the grass beneath your feet, the air on your face, or do something which will help you to feel rejuvenated. This is an excellent time to tap into your inner thoughts. Your mind is calm and receptive. There are times when we all need to step out of the rat race and be kind to ourselves. This is your time now. So for some of you, this other person might be the psychic vampire, in the sense that they're just constantly draining your energy, and maybe you're at the point where you're just so angry and upset with them and tired of being hurt, tired of them lashing out unfairly, tired of them making you feel stupid. Okay, so next we're going to pull from the Deviant Moon Tarot, get a little bit more of a clear backstory on what exactly is going on and why those messages came out. I do recommend for you guys to look up what teas are associated with the Sacral Chakra as well, and drink some of those. You may find those helpful, healing, and grounding. Okay. Alright guys, let's see what comes out. The World can be indicating a cycle ending with success. This could also mean that something or someone means the world to you. For a select few of you, this could mean that the person that you're dealing with is at a distance and from another culture, another country, or just a different class or different background. It's overall a very positive card. King of Wands in reverse. So the person that you're dealing with is definitely someone who's very passionate, but it might come out in an overbearing way. They might be someone who wants to be the leader or wear the pants, but maybe they're doing it in a way that's very disrespectful and dismissive of your feelings. For some of you, this is someone who absolutely has the potential to be a good leader or a father figure and give good guidance, but something is blocking them right now from stepping into that energy. Some of you, you're the person that needs to step into that energy. You know, you're not getting it from that other person, and so it's your time to be the leader, you know, be the one to guide and take care of this relationship and nurture it in that sense from a practical point of view. You also have the Eight of Swords. So there's this huge feeling of being the victim. Might be your person is, they're always blaming you for how they feel when really they do it to themselves. For others of you, this is a message that any stress or turmoil that you're feeling at this time, whether it's with this person or in regards to something else, it's saying that you do still have the option to leave. You know, you're not in a situation where, you know, you're completely damned to fall on these swords. You guys are getting Six of Cups in reverse. You might be dealing with an ex. Some of you, you're feeling very nostalgic and looking to the past, wishing things could be simpler, wondering why things aren't the way that they used to be. You guys also have Temperance. This is a reminder to be patient. Divine timing. For some of you, this might be an invitation to experiment with mixing things up a little bit. Instead of being focused on your past, maybe try a new approach. This one wanted to come out. You have the Four of Swords in reverse, so it's talking about moving on to something better. You know, getting out of the ground. You know, walking away from the Four of Swords and not letting that define you anymore. Or sorry, Three of Swords and letting that define you anymore. Yeah, and then right after that we have the Three of Swords in reverse, which is backing the Empress upright. Yeah, it sounds like what they're trying to say is it's time to move on from this pain. It's time to heal. It's time to understand that your true identity isn't this Three of Swords. Your true identity isn't this pain that you feel. Your true identity is actually something much more beautiful than that. It's abundance and strength and creativity and nurturing other people. This is also reiterating the nature theme that came out with the Oracle card, saying that some of you really do need to get outside, get some sun, or feel the grass if you can. Have the Nine of Cups reversed, so some of you might be struggling with self-image issues, self-love. You guys might be overly focused on these things. You might be wondering if part of why this connection isn't working is because you're not good enough. It might be that you feel like you're not attractive enough. Oops. Okay, and I think this is the last card. Ace of Swords upright. So this is about having the courage to speak your truth. Having certainty of the path forward. So you guys are definitely coming into your power. It's just you need to move past this feeling of being backstabbed. You know, even if it was completely undeserved and it was something very painful coming from whoever this King of Wands is in reverse. Just a reminder that try taking a new approach. Understand that you're closing out a cycle right now. This might be a karmic relationship that you're in. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. There are a lot of swords that came out though for this spread compared to the other ones. So we have 4 swords, 1 wand, 2 cups. Yeah, so you guys are definitely kind of trapped in your mind about this situation. This person's words may have been really harmful and really cutting. And it's trying to remind you that those words that person said don't define you. The way that person may have tried to hurt you is not something that you deserve, that you're definitely something much better, more powerful. Because, I mean, compared to that person, you know, they're just a king of wands in reverse and you're the empress upright. And pretty soon you'll be able to find the courage to, and the clarity, because a lot of you might be really confused right now. That might be why you've been focusing so much on maybe your appearance, because you can't think of a logical reason why that person would be so mean to you. So some of you are unnecessarily blaming it on yourself. But on the back of the deck here you have the Knight of Swords in reverse with the Hangman, and then also the Queen of Wands reversed. So this person that you're dealing with is someone who's very self-centered, kind of aggressive, very aggressive for some of you, self-serving, like I said. Someone who lacks perspective, someone who might be a little bit stagnant in life, and they may be frustrated that you're doing better than they are, and so they're trying to knock you down. I'm going to pull from the Egyptian Tarot. You might see some repeat cards come out. I guess that's why I want to pull from here instead of continuing to use that deck. You have the Four of Swords upright. So that one's, when it's upright, it's more inviting you to pause before you act. So it seems to me almost kind of like that's what's holding you back from the Empress, is that you're not ready to let go of that Three of Swords energy. But as soon as you do, you'll actually be very surprised to find out how much power you really do have. You also have Judgment upright with the Devil in reverse. So it seems like karma definitely is going to kick in for this other person. That's the first thing that I thought of for some reason. This person is definitely going to be feeling the consequences of what they did to you. In other cases, this is saying to some of you that you have to let go of something. For some of you, that is this person, this relationship that has become unhealthy. For others of you, that might just be focusing too much on your vanity. There's something that you're letting bind you that you're not supposed to. Okay. You have the Chariot in reverse. Some of you may be afraid of taking action and moving forward. Or some of you may have felt like your plans just aren't going to work out, that you can't have success in this situation. Some of you, that's because this person is playing with your head. They're trying to make you feel like you can't win. They're trying to make you feel like they're always right, but that's not the case. I think you have one more message with these cards. Okay. So you have the Six of Swords. Yeah, this is an invitation to move forward, to move on, to move away from this. You have the King of Cups, the Ace of Spades, Ten of Pentacles, all in the back of the deck. One right after the other. So this is saying as soon as you move on from this bad situation, if you stop letting this person get in your head, for some of you, this person might be trying to tell you that you can't do better than them. Some of them are trying to convince you that, yeah, they're the best that you're going to get, and that they should be grateful, that you should be grateful that you can even get them. That might be like a backhanded way that they're trying to devalue you. They might be trying to also crush your dreams for some of you. Yeah, it's like they're afraid of losing you. Like they kind of rely on you as someone to vent out all their frustration on. But the fact is, yeah, making you feel like any plans to leave or to go somewhere else with your life is going to be unsuccessful. But as soon as you get the courage to move on to the next phase of your life, to move on to somewhere else, you're actually going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so freed. You're going to realize who this person truly is. Some of you might be in a situation where you're not fully aware of it because you believed everything that this person has told you. Some of you might call this gaslighting, the situation that you've been in. Others of you, where you're not necessarily dealing with a toxic person, you're just dealing with someone who's afraid to take leadership in the relationship, and you're kind of waiting on them for that. Some of you are unnecessarily beating yourself up about this relationship not moving forward. But there is some motion that will happen if it's long distance. You guys need to bridge that gap in order for there to be success. There's like some sort of gap in communication. Some sort of message is dropped. But as soon as you move out of whatever the situation is, you're going to find someone so much better. Or that person that you're dealing with is going to come into their true power. Maybe like a confrontation is needed. But actually, yeah, it feels like it's two separate people. It's like as soon as you get rid of this King of Wands in reverse, you're going to get this King of Cups. You just have to pick up your sword and stand up for yourself. And don't let this person brainwash you into thinking that you're anything less than you are. I'm going to clear this off, and I'm going to pull an oracle from the White Light Oracle. We'll see what message here is for you guys. This will be closing out this reading, and then I think we'll go for one more message. Oops. Oh my goodness. There we go. You can hear a lot of thunder right now in the background outside. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it as well. I know there's one in here for you guys. I just saw lightning too. Yeah, there it is again. Yeah, it's like some of you guys, there's a lot of stuff that you've been holding back that you would love to say to this person. And I guess anything that you've been feeling like about this person being unfair and aggressive, there's this message coming through that you're right, you're not crazy in thinking that. Yeah, I think this is the one. Okay. It's kind of like saying too, yeah, like give it to them, let them know like how bad they are, how unfair they are. It's okay to stand up for yourself. All right, so let's take a look at this white light oracle that came out for you. This is the Yeshi Sogyal 333. You shall overcome all obstacles. Success is imminent, so stay connected to your path no matter what and continue to apply yourself. Allow your spiritual path to support you in all areas of your life. Live by your spiritual beliefs. Seek out the support of your spiritual brothers and sisters for help when needed, but also trust that you are intimately and directly connected to the powerful divine light within. There can be dramatic healing and breakthrough when you rely upon your spiritual connection. We're going to read the extended since this is a sleepy time tarot reading. All right. Spiritual teachings from Bhutan hold that the great Indian master Padmasambhava was called to Bhutan from Tibet to subdue demons that were causing difficulties for the people of the Paro Valley. He flew from Tibet to Bhutan on the back of a supernatural tigress, landing at a cave high up in the cliffs of Bhutan. He spent the next 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days meditating and performing rituals to subdue the demons of the land, liberating Bhutan from terror into peace. The supernatural tigress is believed to have been Yeshi Sogyal, a yogini, guardian for humanity, and an emanation of the compassionate goddess of peace, prosperity, and long life known as White Tara. Yeshi Sogyal power is that of the tiger Siddha, or medicine of spirit tiger. Her presence in a reading indicates that a boldness of spirit and willingness to engage your challenges will create the path to inevitable success. She represents our ability to generate the spiritual power necessary to accomplish what needs to manifest for the greatest good. This oracle encourages you to call upon your higher spiritual guides for assistance. This empowers them to bring their light to the world through you and for you to grow in your own spiritual advancement too. Remember, enlightenment is a team effort with extraordinary individual players working together as one. You belong on such a team. Tiger skin is depicted in sacred iconography to represent fearless enlightenment that cuts through all obstacles. Deities such as Tara and her fierce emanation of Ekajyati and her ferocious expression as the wrathful protective feminine deity Palden Lamo and wild Lord Shiva are often pictured wearing or seated upon tiger skins. This represents the indomitable will that conquers negativities because it refuses to be overcome. Numerous divine beings are depicted moving through the worlds, with the tiger as their sacred mount, enabling them to accomplish their spiritual purpose. Tiger is a symbol for navigating treacherous territory and the triumph of light over darkness. Tiger's spirit medicine can control the poisons of anger and hatred, transforming them into passion, clarity, and unwavering commitment to one's higher purpose. The oracle of Yeshi Sogyal 333 augurs empowerment and healing by assuming a confident attitude and taking steps forward. It indicates that a negative time is drawing to a close and encourages commitment to the task of overcoming negativities through spiritual practices suited to you. It doesn't matter if you feel like a beginner or uncertain of how to meditate, for example. Yeshi Sogyal became enlightened because she made progress, one step at a time, attracting the right teachers and guides to assist her. You have the precious gift of such a path. It is good karma to have such a path, and it creates further good karma when you pursue it. The repeated three symbolizes that all manner of assistance and support will be granted to ensure your attainment. This will include the gifts of appropriating teachings and teachers, friends, healers, synchronicity, circumstance, and opportunity. Trust the universe and go for what you want with boldness and courage. Finally, this oracle indicates triumph over even the most severely negative energies, with the help of supernatural intervention, if needs be. To activate that blessing, be determined to prevail. Fully empower the beneficial workings of the light in your life and in our world. Truly, you are a light worker. Embrace it and live it. Yeah, I would say that makes a lot of sense with the message that we just read for you. As you can hear, it's raining decently hard outside now. Okay, so this is going to be a separate message, still intended for you guys, of course. So this is not necessarily related to that first one. It's really interesting because I can see the lightning on the other side of the house, but I can't see it over here behind me. High Priestess, intuition, wisdom, higher knowledge, connecting with higher self. Some of you may very much be on a spiritual journey right now. I almost feel like the second half of the video is just meant to be rainstorm ASMR. Yeah, that might be the only message coming through from this deck, is just saying strong spirituality is coming for you. Yeah. I'm gonna grab for the Egyptian tarot. The World in reverse. You may be delayed in closing out a cycle. Some of you may be needing a new perspective that from outside, like someone outside of your world as you know it, like outside of your circle, outside of your everyday. Someone may need to be coming forward with some kind of like a message to give you some kind of perspective on something that you're missing, or perspective on your spirituality. Some of you might do well to listen to international music. I'm taking this top one, but not these. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, some of you may be struggling artistically or with whatever passion you're trying to pursue. You have the Star with the Five of Swords. Some of you guys are kind of at this point where you feel like you have to cheat to make your dreams come true. Like you guys are wanting to take shortcuts. Like you guys are maybe not willing to do the work that it takes to get to where you want to be. But I believe this is telling you to slow down and like understand that you do have to do the work. You do have to hone your skill. This is a lot of cards, but I feel like I'm supposed to take them. So you have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Wow. With the Wheel of Fortune upright. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands in reverse. And the Magician. So the overall message is that you do have the power to manifest your dreams to come true. Don't try to cheat your way there because it's only going to result in pain. If you just wait and you give it the proper time and patience that you need, these turn of events will happen the way that they're supposed to. And you'll probably know when time is about right is when you're dealing with your Ten of Swords, whatever, like you might feel trapped in some kind of thinking or feeling. And as soon as you actually confront that and deal with that, then you'll start to move forward and get some luck, especially like with the High Priestess there. Maybe some of the pain that you're dealing with is some sort of spiritual pain. I think for a lot of you, it's just like your willpower is kind of, is just fading. Like maybe you're trying really, really hard and you're just not able to get the results that you've been wanting. But I feel like this is a warning too that these shortcuts that you're trying to take to get there, you know, to maybe where on the outside you want to look like you're successful or that you have more talent than you do. So I mean, like just as an example, like if you want to be a famous singer, instead of taking singing lessons, you're just doing auto-tune. It's like saying you have to focus on your weaknesses to get better. You can't just pretend. You also got Justice, which means, again, it feels more like a warning. Like, if you try to cheat your way to the top, if you try to cheat your way through the situation, you're going to get that back. You're going to get cheated as well. You also have here the Eight of Cups reversed, Hanged Man reversed, and the Fool. This is telling you to take a risk. And again, it's kind of like going back to that new perspective. And you might be feeling a little bit stagnant. Maybe that's why you're kind of in this desperate energy of wanting to take the easy way out, of kind of like wanting to cheat your way to the top. I've been saying don't. Yeah, some of you might need to talk to someone you haven't talked to in a while. I don't know why I'm getting that message. Some of you, this is a person, again, is like from outside of your usual circle. Someone with a different life experience, maybe from a different country. And some of you, that just might even mean expanding your horizons with like music, literature, and movies. Maybe that will give you some of the inspiration that you need to work on your project. And lastly, you have the Four of Swords in reverse, which is all about moving away from a Three of Swords energy, a wounded energy, having a bright new outlook. And then on the back of the deck, okay, this is insane, you have the Emperor upright, Strength upright, Death upright, and then the Empress upright. Yeah, it almost seems like there's going to be a union of the Emperor and the Empress. But you need to grow stronger. And you need to go through some sort of significant change. And it's like this Ten of Swords. really honing in on what it is that you're insecure about or things that are hurting you. That's going to help you trigger this destined event that's going to manifest something beautiful for you. And to pull some messages. This could be from soulmate, someone that you're thinking about in particular. These could just be messages from higher self to you. I feel like a lot of you, it's almost, you might be dealing with a relationship where you're not willing to do the work to make the relationship work. Some of you might be skeptical about relationships in general. Maybe you've been prone to cheating or tempted to do so, or your person has been, or maybe that's what hurt you, is this other person was cheating, this other person wasn't putting the effort into the relationship that they were supposed to. And they're saying karma's coming for them. Don't worry. Yeah, some of you guys are definitely dealing with some kind of a cheater. You have the message of, I took advantage of you, and I can't bear to look at you. So that might be what this high priestess is representing. It's like you suddenly have this perspective on this relationship, like you've suddenly wisened up to what this other person was doing. And either this person is feeling really guilty, or you're really upset to the point where you can't even look at them anymore. Yeah, I'm so unhappy. Yeah, this could have been a pretty traumatic event if you guys were cheated on. But something better is being manifested throughout this pain. So not only is that person going to get their karma in due time, but you are too. So because you have suffered through this event, you're going to get something so much better. But you need to let this situation die out. You need to go through the change. This is a journey that will make you stronger. You're also getting the message of, you heal me, and I'm not strong enough right now. Yeah, I was just talking about becoming stronger. It's almost like for some of you, it's like some of you are, like, because of that high priestess again, like some of you are already aware that this situation, as painful as it is actually doing something to heal you. Maybe it caused some insecurities to come to the forefront. For others of you, you might be the cheater in this situation. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to be about love, because the first interpretation I was getting was more about career. But you might be dealing with someone who inadvertently is helping you become a better person in a way. Or this might be someone who's really challenging you to look at the unfairness that you've been putting out there and look at the source, the cause of why you have this kind of cheater energy where you want to cut corners. And the I'm not strong enough right now is kind of like an explanation of why someone was cheating. Somebody feels like their all isn't good enough. Someone's really insecure about what they can actually amount to for someone else. Don't need you in my life anymore. Yeah, this might be some of you deciding that you deserve better. moving away from this connection. And maybe some of you, I don't know why I'm getting this message, but it's like some of you were in a relationship that wasn't good, and then somebody else came along and they ended up becoming a really close friend to you. And this friendship that this person gave to you helped you to understand what a healthy relationship is. And you're starting to look at your old relationship or your current relationship as, like, you're starting to understand that you were in it because you felt like you needed the person. And now you're starting to realize that you didn't, and that you didn't deserve what that person did to you. Some of you might be saying to like a job or like a hobby or some sort of investment, like a time investment, and you're cutting that out of your life, realizing that where you've been putting your time and your money isn't serving you. Yep, maybe we aren't right for each other. Again, I feel like that's just reinforcing that. I trust you also came out. So for those of you who might be dealing with a new person coming in, this person is saying that, if you used to be a cheater in the past, this person is saying that they trust you regardless of what your past was. Or like even if you weren't like explicitly a cheater, if you were dating around a lot and you never like committed, this person is saying that they trust you not to go behind their back. Some of you, this is more like a work situation where you're suddenly being trusted with more responsibilities because there's somebody around you in that environment that has been cutting corners, and that person is going to be ousted. There's also, I will never trust you. So yeah, there's like two different people. So the I will never trust you is for, like, for those of you who are dealing with a cheater, the person who's doing the cheating is the one who's untrusting. Alright, there's one more message. It's just incredible that they came out one after the other because there's like over 150 cards in this deck, and I think those are the only two that talk about trust. It'd be one thing if I like had gotten one of them up here and then the other one here, but yeah, there's really, some of you are torn actually. Some of you are wearing a mask, some of you are saying like I trust you, but deep down inside you don't. And you're having a hard time making peace with that. Some of you are also having to accept the fact that this person was only in your life because they gave you something that you wanted, not because you actually cared about them. And you're kind of forced to acknowledge the fact that this person, like you spent all this time and all this money on this person, and you're realizing like, you know, maybe they want something a little bit more serious, or like maybe you're realizing that you leaned too much on this person and you relied too much on them to be your support. And you liked the attention that they gave you, or the physical companionship, or just general companionship. And you didn't actually see them for who they were. Alright, last message here from these cards, please. I know there's one more, so that's why I'm still going. There we go. The last message is, I don't know how to love myself. I think that's the case with a lot of people who do cheating. I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory. But overall, it seems that whatever situation you're currently in, it's a cycle that is destined to end. You may need an outside perspective for that to really click. You guys are going to need to take what seems like a risk. And for some of you, it seems like a risk leaving this person because you haven't fully come into this realization that you don't need them. And that you were actually, if you're being honest with yourself, you were just using them for companionship. Some of you feel like you're not strong enough to move on, but you are. Or you're getting there. Yeah, and the Four of Swords in reverse, that's just reminding you to kind of take a break, take some time to do the work, to heal, to take care of yourself, to love yourself. And with that, when you're moving out of this Ten of Swords in reverse, which is a pretty nasty energy, yeah, fate will surprise you with the manifestation of a well-balanced relationship. And again, it's not necessarily romantic. It's not going to be true facts for all of you. Some of you, it's just a relationship with career, with family, with people. Okay. This will be our last message for this video. I'm pulling from the Raven's Wand Tarot. I feel like there's one more. Alright, I'm going to read directly from the book for both of these. Okay, the first one that came out is Time's Arrow. Rebecca Parsley helps the dragon toad in his quest to know the future. She presents a crystal ball, waiting for something to appear, or perhaps it won't. The future is a murky land, but one thing is certain. Time can magnify or diminish. Do things seem futile because time destroys all eventually, or precisely because of this, everything we do has significance? Time diminishes pain as it heals, just as it magnifies us by urging us to spend every moment well. Magnify or diminish, both can better our lives, and time can be your servant, not the enemy. So it seems like for some of you, it's letting you know that it might take a long time for this turn of events, for this Wheel of Fortune. But as long as you have faith and you take the risk, well, you have to understand that justice will be served to the people who who earned it. Take the high road in this situation, gain a higher perspective, seek spiritual guidance. Because this whole, the union of the Emperor and the Empress isn't that far away. Alright, and then secondly you had Commemoration in reverse. Notice how the sparrows perched beside Kitty's bird headdress, the large and small side by side. Make time to celebrate the small things as well as the major. They're like miniature milestones in your life. So this is telling you not to downplay any of the little successes that you have. This is saying that don't expect everything to be big and grandiose. And that might be part of why the world came out in reverse, is maybe you just have such high expectations for everything. And maybe that's why you felt pressured to cut corners, because there's a certain way that you expect things to be and to look, and when they don't look that way, you get anxious and you really just kind of want to rush to that finishing line. but it's saying you have to take a risk with doing the work. That's the risk that you have to take. Yeah, get that different perspective and understand that sometimes it's worth it, you know, to go the long way, to take the hard road, and it will get you the success that you're looking for, whether that's something with your career or that's something with a relationship. But enjoy the little things bit by bit. Don't skip over them just to try to get to that finish line that you have in your head, because you're missing out on so much when you do that, and you're just hurting yourself in the process. Alright. Well, this is a kind of an exciting ending for the video. Hopefully, despite the crazy raging storm outside, it was still a relatively relaxing video for you. And I will see you in the next Sleepy Time video. Have a good night.